Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjam Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjam Bihari Gopi Jana Balaba 𝐂𝐻𝐿𝐈𝐍 Gopi Jana Balaba 𝐂𝐻𝐿𝐈𝐍 Jasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Gurivardhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjam Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayam Vishnu Pad, Paramahamsa Paribhajakacharsha, Asta Tarisadu Shri Sriman, His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Tridandi Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Pandavacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Batita Pavana Savior the Fallen Souls, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada flooding the whole material world with a tidal wave of super ecstatic Krishna Prema Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnu Pan Panamahamsa Bidi Vijakacharnja Astatarisadhishi Shemad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Sako Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Navadip Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Jamuna Mai Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Tusi Devi Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Gaura Premananda. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to His Divine Grace. Srila Prabhupada Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtuchadeshatarine. Yes.
हरे कृष्णा। आज हमारा परम सौभाग्य है कि हमारे बीच में उपस्थित हैं श्रीमान संकर्षण दास अधिकारी प्रभु और श्रीमती विष्णुप्रिया माता जी। हरि वो। तो मैं प्रभु जी का छोटा संक्षेप में इंट्रोडक्शन बताऊंगा। प्रभु जी बहुत प्रसिद्ध हैं, तभी जो भक्त यहाँ पहली बार आए उनके और हम सबके लिए अपनी शुद्धता के लिए। तो श्रीमान संकर्षण दास प्रभु जी प्रभुपाद जी के शिष्य हैं। 1971 में श्रील प्रभुपाद जी से उन्होंने दीक्षा ग्रहण की। उसके बाद उन्होंने बहुत सारी सेवाएं की हैं। सन 2000 में वो इस्कॉन में दीक्षा गुरु की सेवा उन्होंने आरंभ की और 2003 में एक बहुत फेमस कोर्स उन्होंने लॉन्च किया, अल्टीमेट सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन कोर्स, इंटरनेट ऑनलाइन कोर्स। और उसमें प्रभु जी ने कम से कम 33 1000 लोगों को रजिस्टर किया है, कोर्स कराया, सब्सक्राइब किया, मोर देन 100 कंट्रीज से। हरि बोल। और प्रभुपाद जी उनकी सेवा भाव से, उनके उत्साह से बहुत प्रसन्न हुए। प्रभुपाद सेड टू हिम वंस, if you continue enthusiastically as you are doing, Krishna will surely bless you. Prabhupada was very pleased from Prabhuji. And after that, Prabhu made that mission to preach Krishna consciousness worldwide. पूरे दुनिया भर में प्रचार कर रहे हैं और हम सबको इंस्पायर कर रहे हैं। और माता जी हैं विष्णुप्रिया माता जी, प्रभु जी की धर्म पत्नी है, हम उनका भी स्वागत करते हैं यहाँ। और वो भी बहुत अच्छा प्रचार करती हैं, क्लासेस देती हैं, बहुत सुंदर। और तो आप सब बहुत ध्यान से क्लास सुनिए और कोई प्रश्न होगा तो अंत में पूछेंगे। तो एक बार लास्ट में हम लोग 3 बार हरि बोल बोल के प्रभु जी और माता जी का स्वागत करेंगे। श्रीमान संकर्षण दास प्रभु जी की जय। हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। श्रीमती विष्णुप्रिया माता जी की जय। हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। सो प्रभु जी इंग्लिश में बोलेंगे, अगर ट्रांसलेशन की जरूरत है कहाँ गए सुंदर गोपाल प्रभु, वेरी सुंदर गोपाल प्रभु, यू कैन ट्रांसलेट। जिनको ट्रांसलेशन लगेगा सुंदर गोपाल प्रभु वहां पर बैठ जाइए प्रभु, प्रभुपाद जी के उस तरफ। सो जिसको भी हिंदी या बांग्ला यू कैन ट्रांसलेट देयर। ओके, हरे कृष्णा, थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू। हरे।
So I can speak on Bhagavad Gita? What should I speak? Anything? All right. Does there be a translation into English?
He will be doing translation, Sundar Gopal in that side. I think Bangla you can translate. Bengali, हाँ? Okay. He will translate. अगर ट्रांसलेशन चाहिए अनुवाद तो प्रभु जी आप प्रभुपाद जी के इस तरफ बैठिए। इफ पीपल नीड दे विल कम टू यू, यू कैन बी देयर। ओके, हरे कृष्ण। ट्रांसलेशन अनुवाद चाहिए बांग्ला में, प्रभु करने वाले हैं पीछे, तो सुन सकते हैं उनसे, ठीक है। हरे कृष्ण।
So, Krishna very nicely explained in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 70. Aporyamanam machala pratishtam samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayang pravishanti sarve shushantanavnojina kama kami. A person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires. Purport. By His divine grace, Srila Prabhupada, my beloved Guru Maharaj. Although the vast ocean is always filled with water, it is always, especially during the rainy season, being filled with much more water. But the ocean remains the same, steady. It is not agitated, nor does it cross beyond the limit of its brink. That is also true of a person fixed in Krishna consciousness. As long as one has the material body, the demands of the body for sense gratification will continue. The devotee, however, is not disturbed by such desires because of his fullness. A Krishna conscious man is not in need of anything because the Lord fulfills all his material necessities. Therefore, he is like the ocean, always full in himself. Desires may come to him like the waters of the rivers that flow into the ocean, but he is steady in his activities, and he is not even slightly disturbed by desires for sense gratification. That is proof of a Krishna conscious man, one who has lost all inclinations for material sense gratification, although the desires are present. Because he remains satisfied in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, he can remain steady like the ocean, and therefore enjoy full peace. Others, however, who want to fulfill desires even at the limit of liberation, but to speak of material success, never attain peace. The fruitive workers, the salvationists, and also the yogis who are after mystic powers are all unhappy because of unfulfilled desires, but the person in Krishna consciousness is happy in the service of the Lord, and he has no desires to be fulfilled. In fact, he does not even desire liberation from the so-called material bondage. The devotees of Krishna have no material desires, and therefore they are perfect, in perfect peace. That means the translation. No, I just speak English. English is okay? English bolo, no problem. Okay. 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 Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajiva Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Svaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So, this is very, very, very wonderful verse to enlighten us with 𝐉𝐻𝐻, transcendental knowledge. The fact is, if one is Krishna conscious, he is completely undisturbed, even as Prabhupada, even though the desires may be there, they don't actually penetrate his heart. They just flow in, and just like, consider the ocean. It always remains the same level, even though millions and billions and quadrillions of gallons of water are flowing into it at every minute. It always stays steady. Steady. How is it stay steady? There's so much water flowing in, but it stays the same level because as it comes in, it's evaporating. Evaporation of the clouds. You see, it's coming in, it's evaporating. It's like it's coming in and evaporating, coming in and evaporating. So, in the same way, a Krishna conscious person, even if some desire comes, it just evaporates. Doesn't penetrate the heart. Doesn't have any effect on the heart. It just evaporates immediately. So in this way, he's never disturbed by material desires, even though they enter into the heart. They don't bother him at all because they just evaporate away immediately. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. So the question is for us struggling neophytes, how do we come to that level? Now we're disturbed with this desire, that desire, this desire, that desire, you see. Sometimes we're called kammis, those who are disturbed by so many desires, you see. So how do we kammis become akammis? That's the real challenge, isn't it? Here we are all bombarded with so many desires. How to become, as Prabhupada says, they're desireless. You see. They're desireless. So how do we become desireless? Well, desire must be there. Desire is a concomitant factor of the living entity. He must have desire. That's natural. He must have desire. So how does he attain that stage of desirelessness? How can you be desireless when desire is natural? It's like eating is natural, breathing is natural. Desiring is natural. So how do you become desireless when desire is natural? Well, you have to transcendentalize desire. That's the key. We don't say stop desire. See, the my bodies say stop all desire. Cut, 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 cut. 18, cut, 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 cut. All desire finished. You see. But the difficulty is they're still desiring desirelessness. They're still desiring this. So desire, even for the Mayavad, they still have desire, the desire for desirelessness. For the Vaishnava, he can throw out the desire for desirelessness because he already has it. Because he is in a position of desiring only to please Krishna. My dear Krishna, my only desire is to please you with my every thought, my every word, my every deed in all times, places, and circumstances. Desha Kala Patra, in every situation. So how do we neophytes come to that position? Well, there's a special technique for doing that. You know that technique? There's a special mantra that helps you achieve desirelessness. You know how that mantra goes? Here's it goes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By chanting this mantra, and not just on the lips, Hare Krishna, but from the heart, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. By chanting from the heart, it drives away all these material desires and replaces it with the desire only to please Guru and Krishna. So that's the key, my dear ladies and gentlemen. That's the key. You have to place your desire for sense gratification with the desire to please Krishna. And what is the beauty of desiring to please Krishna? Why is it so wonderful and so special? Because Krishna is wanting to reciprocate with you. Do you know why you exist? Have any idea why you exist? Because mom and dad want to have a baby? Is that what? No, that's your body. But why do you exist as a spiritual being? Do you have any idea why you exist as a spiritual being? Anyone have any idea why you exist as a spiritual being? Why you even exist at all? Aham sarvasya prabhava matak sarvam pravartate. Krishna says, everything emanates from me. So you exist, or we exist, because Krishna is emanating us from himself. So why is he doing that? Why is Krishna emanating millions and billions and quadrillions and infinitesimal number of living entities from himself? What's the purpose? Well, what is that old saying? Variety is the mother of enjoyment. Just like when I was a young brahmachari, I was serving in our Gainesville temple. Gainesville was very famous for prasadam. They used to call it 𝐻𝐻𝐍 as a nickname. Traveling parties loved to come to Gainesville because we had the best prasadam in the whole movement. We even had a prasadam distribution program. It's still going on, even now on the campus in Gainesville, University of Florida. But I tell you, the best prasadam we had was the Janmashtami feast. 108 preps. And they were amazing, you see. So the point is this: the more there is variety, the more there's enjoyment. Let's say you're fasting all day, there's a Janmashtami feast, and you go there, you come to the temple, it's time for the Janmashtami feast, and there's only one prep. Some rice. That's it. You have a bowl of rice, that's a Janmashtami feast. But you think, this is weird? The feast is only one bowl of rice? Wouldn't that be weird? One bowl. Here's your Janmashtami feast. Have a bowl of rice. That's it. Okay, Haribo, here's your feast. One bowl. Wait a minute, Prabhu. You said this is a feast, and it's only one bowl of rice. How can that be? No, feast means variety. You see. So, who is Krishna? What's he sometimes called? The supreme enjoyer. So there was a feast for Krishna's enjoyment. How many preps would there be? An infinite number of preps, right? So, loving relationships are also, it's like Krishna enjoys relationships. And he enjoys relationship with Jasoda, Nanda Maharaj, Balaram, Srimati Radharani, even Kamsa, he gets some pleasure out of that one too, killing that rascal. You see. So Krishna enjoys so many varieties of relationships. And let me ask you this: is his relationship with each gopi, is it exactly the same? Or each gopi a carbon copy of another gopi? No, every gopi has its certain qualities, has her certain qualities and characteristics. So Krishna gets a certain rasa or flavor from associating with that particular gopi. So the same is true of all living beings. Krishna enjoys a particular flavor or rasa that is unique to every single jiva soul in all of existence. In other words, by being here in this material existence, you've taken one of the preps away from Krishna's feet. You understand my point? You have you as an individual living entity, a jiva, have a certain qualities and characteristics unique to you. Nobody else. You're not a carbon copy of anybody else. You're you, uniquely you, and nobody else is exactly like you. So Krishna wants to have a certain flavor, a certain taste of that relationship with you that nobody else can give him. You exist to give a certain flavor, a certain rasa, a certain sweetness that nobody else can give him except you. So when you follow the material existence, Krishna's missing you like anything. Where is that devotee? I love that relationship I had with him in my pastimes. It was so sweet, it was so delightful, but now he's gone to Calcutta. What am I? So Krishna comes with Lord Chaitanya and gets you back. Krishna's missing you. He comes with Lord Chaitanya and even as Lord Nityananda make it even more easy, you see, to get you back. You see, Krishna wants us back in his transcendental leelas. Yada yada hi dharma shaglana bhavrita bharata. He comes again and again. Because Krishna makes a condition. Okay, you come back, but you got to surrender. It's like you can fly on Air India, but you got to have a ticket. Just imagine an airline, you don't need a ticket. Just show up and there's no ticket required, you see. That's Lord Chaitanya. Krishna requires a ticket, surrender. Got to pay the ticket is surrender. But Lord Chaitanya, no ticket price. Here it is. Get on board. We're going home. You see, no ticket. You see. Not even a passport. Not even a visa. Just hop on the plane and let's go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. You know the amazing thing about this mantra? You know the most amazing thing about this mantra? Krishna is actually there. In the name of Krishna, everything is there. His pastimes, his qualities, his abode. You know, Golok Vrindavan is right there within those two syllables. Krishna, Golok Vrindavan is right there. You don't need to wait to go back to home, back to Godhead. If you chant Hare Krishna with love, you're already back to home. Isn't that mystical? You can be right here in Calcutta and at the same time be in Golok Vrindavan if you're chanting purely, you see. But the problem is we're not chanting purely. That's why we got the Calcutta blues, as they say. Calcutta, because our chanting is not pure. So that's why we need a spiritual master like Srila Prabhupada to guide us how to chant purely these holy names. And my question is this, how is it that Prabhupada inspired all these hippies who are engaged, who are having illicit sex like crazy, taking intoxication with like crazy? How did he attract all these hippies to become devotees? I was just speaking with one of our senior god sisters yesterday, Malati, one of the original devotees in our movement who joined in San Francisco. I'm just talking with her about this. The whole thing that Prabhupada gave us, we never actually experienced it in our whole life. Even in millions of lifetimes, we never tasted it. What did Prabhupada give us? Love. We knew we were in love what love meant until we met Prabhupada, you see. From Prabhupada, we learned what does love actually mean. In America, what does love mean? Love my dog. I love my country. America, America. I love my girlfriend, or I love my school, you know. You had to cheer for your school. I can't remember the old song, Westbury High, we honored you. I still remember the old song we used to sing, our love for our high school, you know. So many so-called love, you see. Westbury High, we honor you, for you are honors most. All these nonsense things, you know. We never knew what love was, you see. And therefore, we are never satisfied. There's even a popular song back in the 60s that was a mega hit, a huge $1 million hit. It was a very popular song. It was called I Can't Get No Satisfaction. In other words, I can't get any satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction. I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm trying this, I'm smoking this, I'm drinking that, I'm trying this, but I can't get no satisfaction. That song really struck a nerve, you see. Because we try so many ways to be happy, but it doesn't work. We try having sex, we try drinking this, eating that, Kentucky Fried, or, you know, it really disturbs me the most when I come to India. What is India? The holy land of all the great sages of Krishna, Lord Chaitanya. The most holy place in the whole world is India, isn't it? Even the whole universe. So when you come through passport control, what's the first thing you see? There should be Gaura Radha Krishna, right? But what are you greeted by? Johnny Walker and Russian vodka. That's what you're greeted by. You land the whole, and then the word. But even blows my mind the most. All these Hindu people who are from Krishna's land, they're lining up with their bags of Johnny Walker and Russian vodka to buy it. Special discount in the airport. I mean, my God. I come here to the Holy Land of India. These are these persons, the demigods are waiting for the opportunity to take birth in India. You understand? That's a holy place. And the people of India are lining up for Russian vodka and Johnny Walker. Just see the influence of Kali Yuga, you see. That's why this ISKCON movement is so important. We have to bring the Indian people to know what it really means to be an Indian. Doesn't mean artificial intelligence, high tech. Indian means devotion, the land of devotion. You need to come, we need to revolutionize this country by right here, by revolutionizing our hearts, you see. There's an old saying, revolutionize your heart, revolutionize the world. It all begins right here. We need to purify our hearts, get rid of the lust, the anger, the greed, the madness, the illusion, the laziness, the craziness. We got to kick all this stuff out of our hearts. Got to flush it out. It's like when you pass stool and urine, you flush the toilet. Get it out of here. I don't want that stuff. So we have this stool and urine in our hearts. The lust, the anger, the greed, madness. We got to flush the toilet. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that's what we're here for. We've got the mercy of Guru, Krishna, and Vaishnava, the mercy of all the great acharyas, Brahmaji, Naradaji, Srila Vyasadeva, Ramanujacharya, Vishnu Swami, Madhvacharya. It goes on and on and on. All these great acharyas, you see. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda is especially merciful. You know that prayer by Narottam? A very beautiful prayer by Narottam. Ha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Kripa Balokana Koro Ami Bado Dukhi. My dear Lord Nityananda, I see you're always full with spiritual bliss. But here I am, I'm so miserable and so unhappy. I'm such a miserable, unhappy person. So my dear Lord Nityananda, please cast your glance of mercy upon me so I can also become happy. Isn't that a wonderful prayer by Narottam? That's in your Bengali language too, isn't it? Wow. You're really lucky being Bengali. You get to go, say, as an American, I can't relish it like you all can. You see. To me, it's a foreign language, you know. But you can relish every word. I mean, I'm a little envious of you Bengalis. You can have that such access to Narottam, Bhakti Vinod. I don't have this. I just got to look at the word for word meanings. And you all can, I mean, you're really in a very auspicious position being Bengalis, you know. You can go through this The greatest songwriters in Vaishnava culture are the Bengali songwriters, you see. Narottam, Bhaktivinoda, wow. Take advantage of your Bengali birth to really connect with these great acharyas who have written these wonderful songs in Bengali language. It's just an amazing thing. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur, this is Calcutta, you can imagine. Bhaktivinoda, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, this is where they were living. Prabhupada, just imagine how fortunate you are to be in Calcutta. This is one of the most auspicious places in the whole material existence, actually. So bring Calcutta back to her former glories, you see. Become the pure devotee and preach boldly. Just like I was so happy today we came here, the horrible traffic, honk, 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 all this is going on. And I looked over there, what did I see? Who was that devotee? He was distributing books today. You here now? He was there in the middle of all this hell with Prabhupada's book, distributing books. We wrote him in, Haribol, was that you? Now, one of you devotees was out there today in the middle of all the hellish traffic distributing books. It was like, wow. This is like it's seeing Lord Chaitanya practically himself, singing devotee out on Sankirtan. Lord Chaitanya was manifest right there in that devotee, you see. Because he was out there in the middle of all this hell, pushing for this movement, you see. So nice to see. So anyway, been rambling on a bit here. Anybody have any questions? Questions? Want to add some points, Guru Maharaji? Did anybody understand what I said? Or is it just English you can't relate to? Anybody understand my points? Here's some question. Need to give her a microphone. You're on. Just talk. Don't turn it off. It was on when we handed it to you. It was on. I think you turned it off. Yeah, you turned it off. It was on, but you turned it off. There you go.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. Gurudev, Krishna is actually self-satisfied. So what does
Krishna is what?
Self-satisfied, like
Yes.
Atmaram.
Krishna is Atmaram, self-satisfied. So why is he missing us? Yes. That's the question. I've dealt with this question many times on the internet. I know it's an interesting question. It seems contradictory, doesn't it? How could Krishna want us back when he doesn't really need us? It's a very, very it's a good question. Thanks for bringing it up. If Krishna is Atmaram, he's self-enjoyer, he doesn't need anybody to enjoy. Even he doesn't need Radharani to enjoy. He's self-enjoyer, Atmaram, right? All by himself, he's unlimitedly blissful. So why does he need Radharani? Why does he need Balaram? Why does he need anything? He's Atmaram. Well, he is Atmaram, but to expand his enjoyment even more. That's the answer. To expand his enjoyment. In fact, Krishna is relishing he's actually relishing missing us. That's his enjoyment in other sense. And just like I may love someone, you see. But when that person is away, the love becomes more strong, becomes more powerful. It's called vipralamba, separation. Love in separation is more powerful than love in meeting. So it's actually Krishna Krishna's expanded his enjoyment. He's always self-Atmaram. He expands enjoyment by having all of us to reciprocate with, and we're separated from us. His love increases even more. That's one way of understanding him. See, his missing us is actually increases the rest of his loving feelings. That's one way of understanding. Guru Maharaji, you have to add some points on this. She's very learned and erudite and realized, no? So that's one way of dealing with it. I put it in Thought for the Day also as well. I forget how I answered it there. But I have answered it in Thought for the Day also. Questions and answers.
I don't know if this one matches. There is so many rasas in the material world.
You're on. Just speak. Keep it close to the mouth and speak. You're on.
So,
I can't make out what she's saying. Oh, probably you can help me understand what she's saying. Someone has to be close to my ear to tell me. I'm hard of hearing. Come here. What are they saying?
Every couple has a kid.
Every couple?
So why do we need our own kid?
Every couple has what?
Kids.
children.
Every couple has kids, so...
why
No,
do
they
we
don't
need-
all have kids. But they don't all have kids. That's not true.
But they would like to have, right?
But they like. So if every couple has
I'm
a kid,
talking about general term.
Why do couples like to have kids? Well,
Their own kids. Although they can love everybody, why would
expands
they
the
want
enjoyment.
Yes.
That somebody
So Krishna is like that.
somebody said a house without children is like a desert.
So you understand my point. Krishna wants enjoyment. Krishna wants enjoyment of his own. Just like in the material world, there are so many children, so many people, but yet everybody wants their own.
That's true. We want to have our own kids. That's
for
right.
for the enjoyment.
Don't raise the volume on it.
For the enjoyment.
Yeah, that's true.
Krishna is like that.
Jai. Okay.
Hare Krishna Srila Gurudev. At the moment, there is no desire for devotion, and desire for sense gratification is deep rooted. So, how can the desire of sense gratification can ever be transformed into the desire for devotion?
I couldn't make it out. How could the desire for sense
Be
gratification
transformed into the desire for
become what?
devotion. Desire for devotion.
Well, how to make the desire to devotion stronger than the desire for sense gratification? Oh, that's a good question. Right now, as neophytes, we're kind of mixed back and forth. Devotional service, sense gratification, like a windshield wiper going back and forth between devotional service and sense gratification. So how do you stop the windshield wiper? Keep it on one side. Vishayava nivartante niraha rashidehina rashavashang rashopyashva parang vishnu nivartate. The embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, though the taste for sense objects remain, but ceasing such engagements might experience what? A higher taste. He is fixed in consciousness. So the key is you have to do devotional service, not mechanically, but in a mood of love. And the more you try to put your heart into it, the more the flavor increases. And gradually, see, right now we get a lot of flavor from sense gratification, a little flavor from devotional service. So we're more inclined to sense gratification. We get more flavor there. Even though it's artificial, Maya Sukaya, we're accustomed to getting flavor from sense gratification. So we lean more towards sense gratification, a little bit of bhakti on the side. But we have to increase the intensity of feeling in our devotional service, and gradually the taste, devotional service become more powerful than the taste for sense gratification. And then the desire for sense gratification will fade away into oblivion, actually. It'll vanish into oblivion. But right now we're fighting with it. It's a battle going back and forth. But we have to increase the intensity of the feeling of love. Do everything in a feeling of love. Develop the loving mood of taking darshan with love, not mechanically. Chant the holy name with love, not mechanically. Do everything in a loving way, as much as we possibly can. So the desire for bhakti gradually overpowers the desire for sense gratification. Next. Is that it? Mataji in the back.
also gopis have unique qualities. So why Krishna is attracted to Radharani most?
Because her qualities are more attractive than the other gopis. She's the most good looking also. Yeah. Her voice is sweeter, her qualities are, everything about her is more sweet, more attractive than all the other gopis combined, actually. She's more beautiful than all the gopis combined. Yeah.
It's not only beauty and characteristics. She's very detached from all material enjoyments. If you become detached from all the material enjoyment, then Krishna will get you also. Can you do like Radharani? Huh? Can you give up all sense enjoyments? That is the greatest quality of Srimati Radha.
Okay. Next. Before we head out for Vrindavan, yeah, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandvat Pranam. Would like to hear something about your experience with Srila Prabhupada. Your memories.
Actually, I'm experiencing Prabhupada right now. I'm experiencing right now. He's sitting there. I'm seeing my spiritual master there, sitting at Vyasasana. And as I mentioned, I think you mentioned the quote, the loader he gave me. Here's an interesting point. I was a singer-songwriter, and I had some little popularity, not so big, but some. So I was thinking when I met Vishnu John Swami that I'll be a Krishna conscious singer-songwriter like George Harrison. I won't become initiated. I like the movement, but I wanted to be a little bit individual, separate, not a disciple. That was my decision. Vishnu John Swami is very kind. He let me live in the temple without agreeing to surrender. He's very kind to me. But then one day we got a record album. It was called the Radha Krishna Temple Album. And I was back in the temple room rug playing the record, and I heard the London devotees. That was like Malati, Shyama-Sundar, Mukunda, Janaki, and then I forget the other two. Gurudas, Jamuna, the 6 London devotees were singing the Gravastakam prayers. A nice tune. Samsadadava Nalalita Loka. And I was tuned into that love they were feeling. They were expressing their love to Srila Prabhupada. And that was the first time I'd actually tasted what real love, I got a little sample of what real love actually was. And it's like before I was tasting Krishna consciousness by licking the outside of the honey jar. But now all of a sudden, by tuning into the mood of love these London devotees had for Prabhupada, now the sab was unscrewed and I had my tongue inside the honey jar. And that's when Prabhupada actually entered my heart. And I knew that I have to give my life to Prabhupada. The tears came streaming out of the face. And I said, when can I get initiated? Because I knew that that was the first time I tasted Prabhupada love, but I tasted Prabhupada's love in full, you see. I really got a full taste through the medium of his devotees, you see. So that was my first real connection with Prabhupada. That was the moment when Prabhupada entered my heart. Hearing how the devotees were relishing their loving feelings for Prabhupada, relishing giving their hearts and souls to Prabhupada. Anything else? Yes.
Prabhuji, you are speaking that Krishna is there, entire Golok Vrindavan is there when we chant Hare Krishna. Yeah. But right now, because we are not chanting purely, we are not able to feel it.
That's right.
So my question is that how we should practice, what element should be there in our practice of chanting Hare Krishna so that one day we can chant purely.
How can what is the system for chanting Hare Krishna in a way that we can chant purely? Well, the whole system, the whole Prana Bhakti is there. Rise early in the morning, Mangal Arti, Bhagavatam, Prashadam, chant without offense. The whole system of Bhakti that Prabhupada has given is described in detail in the Nectar Devotion. You study the Nectar Devotion and follow us on the Nectar Devotion, and one day you'll actually taste the Nectar Devotion. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Rupa Goswami. Prabhupada said, when you read Nectar Devotion, Rupa Goswami, you're directly associated with Rupa Goswami. Can you imagine? So actually, when you read Nectar Devotion, you're directly associated with Prabhupada and directly associated with Rupa Goswami. And those two great, great personalities will empower you and enable you to come to the mood of pure bhakti by their mercy. So read the Nectar Devotion and follow it carefully, and that's how you'll get there. Got it?
Prabhuji, in your experience, how long does it take to actually chant purely?
It could take maybe might be able to do it within 1,000,000 lifetimes. Maybe 1,000,000 lifetimes. It might be soon enough. But here's another example. Here's another instruction from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Let's see, how does he say? He says, Ekbar Bhaktivinoda Thakur Upadesh Ekbar Nam Rasi Motore. Bhaktivinoda Thakur advises just once relish the nectar of the name. So if you want to speed it up, just take Shadra Bhaktivinoda Thakur's instruction. And just try that once, even after millions and billions of lifetimes, if somehow I can say these two syllables, Krishna, with relish, with actually relishing Krishna, becoming intoxicated by Krishna. That's all it takes, really. Within 1 nanosecond. As long as it takes you to say the two syllables Krishna, it could be done that quickly. Krishna, he says, Ekbar Nam Rase Matore, just once relish the nectar of the name. So it could take long enough to say the two syllables Krishna, or it could take millions and billions of lifetimes. What do you want? How long do you want it to take? You want bhakti right now, pure bhakti right now?
Yes, Prabhuji, but...
Do you or not? Are you willing to give up all material desires, kick him out like stool in urine, flush down the toilet? Willing to get rid of him all right now? Kick him all out or not? Do you want to hang on to him? Do you want to kick him out? It's up to you. It's your choice. Krishna is not forcing you to stay in the material world. Maya is only doing a service to Krishna. Because you want to enjoy separately, Maya is facilitating. Maya is not keeping you a prisoner. Maya is facilitating your desire to be independent of Krishna. So it's really up to you. What do you want? If you want pure bhakti, you can have it immediately. If you're not quite sure yet, Maya is there to help you stay entangled in the cycle of birth and death. It's up to you. What is your desire? You understand? Next.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Please, Gurudev, my question is, what to do if, by once reading, when we are reading Nectar of Devotion, we don't understand it?
What to do if we are reading Nectar of Devotion and we are not understanding it?
What?
If we are reading Nectar of Devotion.
What am I reading?
Nectar of Devotion.
If you're reading, you don't understand it, then you inquire. Inquire from the spiritual master. Inquire from the senior devotees. That's how I was trained up by Vishnu Jan Swami. Prabhupada told me, you've been trained up under the expert guidance of His Holiness Vishnu Jana Swami. So one day I had a question. He didn't know the answers. He said, why don't you write Prabhupada? So I wrote Prabhupada. So the thing is, if you don't understand, you inquire. That's why the spiritual masters, senior devotees are there. Diksha gurus, Siksha gurus, they're all there. If you don't understand something, you inquire. That's all. You're not just alone with the books. There's a whole movement to help you understand the books. So take advantage of your senior devotees to learn what it actually means. That's why we're here. That's why we have these classes. That way we have the We have the degrees, you know. They're all there, all the studying, you have all the educate. ISKCON is an educational institution to help you understand the nectar devotion. So take advantage of ISKCON. Okay. Next.
Hare Krishna. Srila Gurudev, like you are always telling that the material desire, we should flush it like a stool and urine.
Yeah.
Now, for materially, we can understand the stool and urine. It stings. It is very
We're like
obnoxious
hogs. We
sound.
want to enjoy it. That's the problem.
But material enjoyment, material desire does not sting so bad to us now at the neophyte stage.
We think it's wonderful. We're like hogs. I want to eat that stool. Oh well. Prabhupada said, you give the stool halava, he won't take it. But you give the hog halava, he won't take it. But you give him a stool, he'll take the stool instead of the halava. We're like hogs. We want to enjoy the stool. Yeah, I can make some nice stool. We still have a hoggish mentality. Shvavidara ustakare. You know that slow. Men who are like dogs, hogs, camels, and asses. We're like that's our nature. We're like hogs. Don't even want to enjoy this material sense gratification, this stoolish sense gratification. It's a horrible thing. It's abominable, actually. It's like Prabhupada says, sex life is abominable. We still want to enjoy it, you see. So the sense gratification is abominable. We still want to enjoy it. We're so stupid. We're addicted to it. That's the problem, like hogs. Anything else? Yes.
Hello. Pranam Guruji. As you said, we need to pure bhakti, that we have to do some particular certain thing, right? But like me, I am not able to attain the bhakti every day, like arati, taking prasadam is not quite for me, right? So how we can enter this certain lane in pure bhakti?
You do as much as you can, sincerely do the best you can, and Krishna will help you. God helps those who help themselves. According to your situation, do the best you possibly can, and then Krishna will see your sincerity, and he'll make it easier and easier for you. Okay? How many you chanting Japamala every day? How many rounds? 11? You can easily do 5 more, simply if you desire it. You just want to do 5 more? All right, tomorrow morning? Tomorrow, 16 rounds from now and every day, okay? You made a promise. All the devotees heard it. Now you're on the track. How about the 4 principles? You following all of those? All right, well, you're on the track. It's from starting tomorrow, you're on the track. Back to home, back to Godhead. All the impediments removed. Very good. Okay, next.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. As you mentioned in the class, that the real treasure of people who have born in India is basically spirituality. But there are 2 contexts as I'm able to understand. And also it is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Bharat Bhumi te janma hoilo jar, janma sarthak karo, karo paropkar. So, but Prabhuji, as we see currently, right now in the society, if this spirituality is just only meant for Indians, then here question comes why we are preaching outside those who are not Indians, because it loses the relevancy then. First thing. Second thing is that if we see in the current world scenario, Proji, so outside world, Indians have proved out this thing, Proji. They are quite in better.
Better stop it. At least I can hear what kind of you heard said so far. Then you can add more. Why am I preaching outside of India? Don't you know this whole planet is actually India? You didn't know that? You know when Columbus, you know the story of Columbus? The Spanish explorer wanted to try another route to India to because India was the richest place in the world. They would come to India to bring the riches to Europe. He was looking at an easier route to India. He thought, well, why don't I go, the earth is round, let me go west and go to India that way. So he came to America, he called the people Indians. So we still have people in America, we call them Red Indians. So actually the whole planet is Bharatvarsha. The whole planet, Bharat is the whole planet. So we're all Indians here. I'm just an American Indian, that's a... But that's the Papa delivered the Western countries, Guru Maharaj. Give her a microphone, Guru Maharaj. Huh? There's many things we can talk about on this point. It's a broad topic. There's more things I can say, but go ahead.
I'm just saying that Mexican, they have Indian features also. So we can see that in Bharat is whole world.
Even physically.
Yeah, physically.
But the thing is, actually, because right now the West is leading the world, Lord Bhaktisiddhanta wanted this to be introduced to the Western countries because materially they're leading the world. That's why even here you see Sprite, American soda, very popular in India. Sprite, for example. American soda, very popular in India. And iPhones also. You see, the Western is considered a very leading thing in the world right now. So if you make the Westerners Krishna conscious, the whole world will follow. That was the whole idea. So that's why Prabhupada came to America. You know, it seemed impossible. After Prabhupada thought it would be impossible to spread the movement in America, but his Guru Maharaj had ordered him. And in fact, there was one Lord Zetland. During British rule, he was the governor of Bengal, actually. But Lord Zetland was now back in Britain. And one of Prabhupada's godbrothers was preaching to him Krishna consciousness. And he said, he knew that in India, being a Brahmin was the highest thing. But in Britain, he was a lord, the highest thing. But he was thinking, well, I'm a British lord. Can I be an Indian Brahmin also? He was thinking. So he said, Swamiji, can you make me a Brahmin? Prabhupada's godbrother said, yes, no problem. No illicit sex, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling. Lord Zetland immediately replied, impossible. So Prabhupada told us, I was thinking when I came to America, as soon as I said no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, they immediately say, Swamiji, please go home. But I was there when Prabhupada said this. Then Prabhupada said, but I thought, let me try. So when Prabhupada said that, I yelled out, Jai. And the whole room followed my Jai. And the whole room exploded in a big Jai because we knew, because Prabhupada tried what he thought would be impossible. Therefore, this movement has become possible. So the point is, we should always try the impossible. What did Prabhupada say? Impossible is a word in a fool's dictionary. So let me ask you, is it impossible to make the whole world Krishna conscious? Of course it's impossible. They would never be interested in it. All these Trumps and all these rascals out there, Bidens and what's his name, Putin. How we could ever make all these, it's impossible, isn't it, to make all these rascals, there are all these wars going on, is Gaza, Ukraine, all this horrible killing and murdering and raping. It's impossible to make the whole world Krishna conscious. Certainly it's absolutely impossible, isn't it? Only impossible. But by the grace of Krishna and Guru, the impossible becomes possible. If Prabhupada could do the impossible, let us also have that mood of Prabhupada to try to do the impossible. Therefore, pushing for these books, pushing for the holy name, pushing for prasadam will have an amazing impact on the world if we just keep doing it with steady determination, like the steadily plodding tortoise. You know the story of the hare and the tortoise? The hare is the rabbit. He runs very quickly, you see. So there's a race between the tortoise, a very slowly, very slowly plodding along tortoise. There was a race between the hare and the tortoise. So the hare thought, well, there's no problem. I think if I'll take a little nap here and, take the race later on. Guess what happened? The hare was sleeping, and the tortoise was plodding, and dum dum dum, and the tortoise crossed the finish line before the hare. You see. So the whole point is slow but steady wins the race. You see. This material civilization, like the rapidly running hare, you see. And we're like the slowly plodding tortoise, one book at a time, one lecture at a time, one mantra at a time. We're the slowly, but the point is this, remain steady. Remain steady in chanting, like this gentleman here, 16 rounds, you see. Remain steady in your chanting and your sadhana and your preaching. Remain steady in these things. And I can guarantee in due course of time, it's predicted already in the scriptures, this movement will conquer the world. In the Chaitanya era, this movement will completely inundate the whole. It's predicted by Lord Chaitanya also. Sajjana dojana panku jada anagana premadmana yadubaya jagatena jana. This Krishna conscious movement is a tidal wave of love of God. It will completely inundate the entire world, drowning everyone. The pious, the impious, the lame, the invalid, and the blind. So it's going to happen. But it depends on us doing our part by the qualitative cultivation of Krishna consciousness. So let's go for it. Prabhupada said, become guru and deliver the whole world. That's the order he gave. So we have our duties to become fixed up in Krishna consciousness, giving up all the bad qualities that are hanging on or lingering in our hearts. And the more we purify ourselves, the more we'll have the potency for purifying the world. Anything else?
The question was,
here we go again.
Bharat bhumite hoilo janma jar masarthak kari karab kar. Lord Chaitanya did not say that you don't preach outside. He says, Prithvite ache nagaradi gram sarvatra pracharo hoive mora naam. So he did not say just preach in India. So don't get into wrong ideas that why we preach outside.
Oh, okay. Whomever you meet, instructing the teachings of Krishna. This is my order you deliver the people.
He said, Prithvite ache nagaradi gram. That means every town and village, my name will be propagated.
Yeah, that's true. Not just in Indian towns and villages, even in China. You can imagine, everywhere. That's right.
So don't get the mistaken idea that it has to be only in India.
But if you Indians can at least make India Krishna conscious, I'll be very happy. No more Johnny Walker and Russian vodka in the airport. If you can make India Krishna conscious, the whole world will follow, I guarantee you. If you can make this whole country completely pure devotees, the whole world, then India will regain its former glory as the leading country in the world. If you can make this whole country Krishna conscious, the whole world will follow you, I guarantee you. So you do that. Make the whole that's the turn of Lord Chaitanya. Deliver the people of your country. So you make the whole India Krishna conscious. It'll be a revolutionary impact not only in this planet, but not only this universe, but the entire multi-universes. The entire material existence will be transformed if you can just make this one country completely Krishna conscious. Go for it. Okay?
Yeah.
Jai. Next. Yes. Yes, with love. Like a child crying for the mother. Not just on the lips, like a robot, but you're a person and you're suffering this material life and you're caught up in sense gratification. You're begging Krishna to rescue from your entanglement in Maya by engaging in his pure service. So you have to beg Krishna, please, like you're saying, Krishna, please save me, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Like a person drowning in the water, you see, you're calling, help, help, help. So you're drowning in the ocean of material sense gratification, begging Krishna to please help you and save you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. In that mood, you see, that will have an impact. Yeah, Prabhupada said, Hear and chant every syllable distinctly. Awesome. Anything else? Here we go now, the Vrindavan.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Actually, I have two questions.
Okay.
First,
You go one at a time.
one at a time.
Yeah.
So we know that Bhagavad Gita is eternal truth. But I want to know exactly how it scores over the other school of philosophies like Occidental philosophies and Buddhism, because Buddhism preaches about middle path, devoid of any extremity. I mean, talks about moderation.
Okay, what's it? Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, what? Bhagavad Gita is what? Bhagavad Gita
If required, I will repeat the question.
Bhagavad Gita compares? Bhagavad Gita is an introductory study. Bhagavad Gita is the ABCs of spiritual life. You see. If you want to become an expert poet, you have to start off with the ABC. I want to be a poet. Well, I don't even know what ABC is. Well, you got to start off in the first grade with ABC. And then gradually from there, you can expand into being a great poet, you see. Because you know ABC. So Bhagavad Gita is the ABCs of spiritual life. You have to have a Bhagavad Gita is your foundation. You can't build a house without a foundation. So we have Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is now building the house up. But Bhagavad Gita is your foundation. You have to have a solid foundation in Gita. And then from there you can expand unlimitedly, actually. But if you don't have that, if you don't understand Gita, you can't understand anything. Oh, Buddhism. Actually, we all know that we learned from Prabhupada about Lord Buddha. Lord Buddha is actually an incarnation of Krishna. But why is he an atheist? Here's God preaching atheism? Doesn't it seem contradictory? But actually, as we've many times explained, in the Kali Yuga, the culture became degraded. There were formerly cow sacrifices, I mean to say, where a cow would be, an old cow would be put into the fire. This was testing the power of mantra, actually. The Brahmins were very expert in chanting mantra. They could take an old cow and put it into the fire without even hurting the cow. And the cow, there was no pain felt. The cow would go into the fire and as an old cow and come out with a fresh young calf's body. The same jiva, there was cow killing, it was cow rejuvenation. So later on in the age of Kali, they were saying, oh look, the Brahmins were engaged in cow killing, so we can kill cows and eat. They were misquoting or misunderstanding the Vedic teachings to justify cow killing. If you can imagine, here in India, they're using the Vedas to support cow killing. So Lord Buddha, out of kindness on the poor, Krishna out of the poor kindness on the poor animals, appeared as Lord Buddha and denied the Vedas. The Vedas are false. But ahimsa, you must stop killing the animals, the cows especially. So this way, Buddha came to get rid of the bogus misinterpretation of the Vedas. So now Buddhism is the religion of India and everybody's an atheist. What to do now? Well, then Krishna ordered Lord Shiva, you come and help solve the problem. You appear as Sankaracharya and present a philosophy halfway between Vaishnavism and Buddhism. Halfway in between. You see, you give a twisted understanding of the Vedas that will attract the atheists. Well, there is no, my dear atheist, you say there is no God, but if you could be God, you think you could believe in God then? Oh yes, if I can be God, yes, I can believe in God. So my body philosophy is actually you are God. So in this way, the atheist can be attracted. Well, if I get to be God, then it's all right. I won't be an atheist any longer if I can be God, you see. So Shankaracharya presented a compromise philosophy that actually you are God. But that was only half of the picture. You see. Qualitatively, you are God. God is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. You are also eternal, knowledge and bliss. Qualitative, but then great Vaishnavacharyas came and defeated Shankara, and even Shankara admitted Krishna is the Supreme Person. He even admitted it, that actually his teachings were false. Shankaracharya admitted his teachings were false by presenting Krishna as the supreme. But then the great Vaishnavacharyas, they came and they established the full Siddhanta. There's neither the absolute truth is Advaita, Dvaita, and Advaita. Advaita means oneness. Dvaita means two-ness. Dvaita, Advaita, simultaneous oneness and difference. So Shankara gave half of the picture. Buddha denied it God altogether. Shankara gave half of the understanding, and then the Vaishnava Acharyas, Ramanujacharya, Vishnu Swami, etc., they have the other half of the position. Shincha Veda Veda Tattva. The absolute truth is simultaneously, inconceivably one and different. So Buddha played an important role to get rid of the bogus misinterpretation of the Vedas. And Shankara brought it halfway back, and then the Vaishnavacharyas brought it all the way back. Does that help a little bit?
Yes, brings a bit of clarity, of course. I have one more question, actually. So that is basically, how do you think that Bhagavad Gita is relevant in navigating the modern day challenges when you are working in office, when you are going to the office? How can you stay connected with Lord?
Yat karoshi yadasnaha yajahoti dadasya. You don't know that verse?
No.
Yat karoshi yadasdasya yajahoti dadasya. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, all you do is an offering to me. So you go to the office as an offering to Krishna, not for your sense enjoyment. My dear Krishna, now I'm going to the office. And you can even pray to him. Today I'm going to the office, and today the results of this work is for you, my dear Lord. You have to pray to Krishna. My dear Lord, I'm going to the office today, so please bless me. I can be in the mood of offering this service. I can offer this as a service to you. Why do you go to the office for fun?
Yes, exactly.
Do you go to the office for fun? No, it's hellish, isn't it? But you go to make money, isn't it?
Yes, of course, because money is.
So who does money belong to?
For our sustenance.
Who does the money belong to? It belong to you?
No, not of course.
When you understand the money belongs to Krishna, then you're in the right mood. So let me spend the money. Let me go to the office to make money so I can spend it in a Krishna conscious way to serve the temple, to serve ISKCON, and make an atmosphere for a Krishna conscious atmosphere for my family. So you give as much as you is practical to support the movement, and maintain a Krishna conscious atmosphere in your home. You offer all your food in the home. So you offer arti in your home.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Are you initiated yet?
Sorry.
And had diksha?
No.
You chanting 16 rounds?
Yes, no, that I've actually not.
So that's the key. Yeah. You're Vibhuddha because you're not chanting 16 rounds. That's why you're Vibhuddha.
That requires a lot of
because
patience,
you need to tune in to Krishna before you go to because you're not totally tuned in. That's why because you're not totally tuned in to Krishna before you head out to the office. That's why you're bewildered. You got to totally tune in by chanting 16 rounds. Get up early enough, chant 16 rounds, qualitative rounds, and then going to the office will be a piece of cake, no problem. Be a glove jama, no problem at all. Because you're not tuned in to the mantra. That's your problem, sir. You got to tune in at least 16 rounds before you head out, and then you'll be in good shape in the office all day long. Because you tuned in, now you can see everything in relation with Krishna. Actually, Krishna is in everything, and everything. Your office is also within Krishna. Krishna is in every atom of your office, and your office is within Krishna. So if you tune into your job very deeply, you'll experience Krishna even in your office.
That is true.
Okay?
That is true.
So we're getting a little late now, probably. So we got an early flight tomorrow to Vrindavan. We got to be at the airport by 5 a.m. So we want to get up early and chant japa too, and keep our show by example. So we need to go back and take rest, and we get up early to chant our rounds before we go to the airport, not in the airplane, chanting our rounds. Before we get on the airplane, before we go to the airport, before we even leave for the airport, we want to get our rounds done. So we need to get up very early, get our rounds done before we go to the airport. And that's it. We're going to stop here and we tank. If you like, there's two things. I have a free e-course, or I give instructions every day. It's called joincourse.com. Plus, I have a memoir describing how I became a devotee. You just go to divine108.com. DIVINE, divine108.com, and you can get see how to download my memoir. Okay.
Hare Krishna. So we are very happy to hear Prabhuji and Mataji, and we would like to welcome both of Prabhuji and Mataji and other devotees by 3 times loudly chanting Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. Shriman Sankarshan Das Adhikari Prabhuji has written one book, and Prabhuji is going to introduce. Please listen it carefully and do the needful. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So recently, Srila Gurudev has published a wonderful book based on it is actually autobiography, The Divine Love Memoir. It has been, the Kindle version is already published. We are trying to show the QR code of that book on the screen. Let's see how it works. And also, what Srila Gurudev told, that you can enroll yourself, the joincourse.com, and the course QR code is with Shachinandan Prabhu. Shachinandan Prabhu, could you please stand up? You can scan the QR code, and the link will be in your mobile, so that you can directly join. And you can the lively question answer, how it was going on here. You can directly write the question, and Gurudev can answer the question by 2-3 days. You will get your personalized, customized answer, which might be a very helpful for your spiritual journey. And they also give regular live lectures, Srimad Bhagavatam, wherever they are in the world traveling. So all the links will be all the livelecture.net. That is their website. And once you enroll in the joincourse.com, the card is available with my god brother Shachinandan Prabhu. You can take that card, scan, and you can easily join. And all the enrollment will happen, and you will get the links right in your email. Hare Krishna. QR code is available in this laptop. Anyone can scan it and get. This is for join course. This is for the autobiography that Gurudev has written, recently published in Kindle version. So that QR code is available here. By scanning it, you can get the link to buy that Kindle version of that book. So we thank you so much for your presence here. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mata.